Half, then Tabaro last of all. Down the side, 700 out, and Bavian well clear, about 4 or 5 in front of Russian Dance. 3/4 of a length off Coastal Express, followed by Danzer's Pride, who's sneaking up along the inside a length or so, then Brockenhurst. Fenian back second last, and a length and a half, then Tabaro at the tail of the field. But this leader, Bavian, giving them something to chase on the turn. Bavian leads the field into the straight, followed by Russian Dance. In behind those, then Coastal Express. Danzer's Pride is getting up along the inside, back behind those Fenian, and well back behind those Brockenhurst on the outside. Many chances with about 300 to go. Out very wide on the track. Fenian raced up very quickly, and Danzer's Pride. Danzer's Pride down towards the inside, and Fenian. They're drawing clear. Fenian raced to the lead inside the final 100. Danzer's Pride is trying hard, but it's Fenian holding the lead. Danzer's Pride is kicking back, but Fenian too good. Fenian by about a long neck. Over Danzer's Pride second. Brockenhurst is third. In behind those Coastal Express, followed by Russian Dance. Then Tabaro, Bavian, who led early but pulled up very quickly in the straight and finished last.
That jockey Rolly Saxton's an absolute specialist at Canberra. 4:30, 1:30 Fenian, the late mail home. 1:20 Danzer's Pride, 1:90 Brockenhurst, 5:12 on the fourth. The line's taking very good shape at Warwick Farm for the fifth. The welter, here's John Tapp.
Thanks, Matt.
A plate, I think we saw earlier. The creator of the plate is Peter Crisp from Yass. Peter, welcome to Sky.
Thank you, Richard.
What would you how would you describe that? Is it it's not a sculpture, is it?
No, it's very much a plate. It's based on the, on the ACT coat of arms. There's the designs based around the Parliament House flagpole and the Canberra Bluebell. So I tried to create something which was very ACT, Australian Capital Territory. And being a local, well, it's a great pleasure to do so.
So you're a creative craftsman locally?
Yes. Yass is my home, and I have a studio there. And for a number of years from Yass, I've supplied various people or various shops overseas. Most of my work is export, but it's very nice to do something here for the Canberra races and for the Chief Minister.
Is this what the style you're working all the time? Do you do plates and
I do plates, I do three-dimensional work, I also do sculptural work which which would go to collectors or to public collections. So there are 3 areas which I specialize, but lately it's been in the gold and glass tableware.
We can see the gold and we can see the glass. And what's the blue stone?
The blue stone is a crushed glass. It's known as pâte de verre. It's a pâté of glass. And it's a 22-carat gold, which I use on the work.
Could we put a value on something like that?
Well, Richard, it is worth $2,000 with the amount of gold involved and equally my time and effort. So it's
well worth winning.
Well, I think it's well worth winning, and I've also marked it museum collectible, and I produce a limited number of museum pieces each year, and in time I hope it'll be worth more than $2,000.
Thanks, Peter, for telling us about that. It's a most novel award for a race, and the person who wins this Chief Minister's Plate today will be it'll be wonderful for them for the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.
While we're here too, we've also got Michael Heath too. We get back to the races. We've got Michael with his tips for this, which are 1, 8 and 5. Why have we gone for those?
Well, Richard, Quick and Handsome's been conditioned by the 2 runs back from a spell now. Bolted in here behind our last start on Derby Day here. Absolutely bolted in. They're really keen. This is a heat of the Panthers Rendezvous. And they're very keen to go to Hawkesbury and take home the prize. Local horses have had success there. And Peter Staunton is very confident. He's turned the horse out looking magnificent. Having said that, it is very short with bookmakers, yours for theirs. Looking for dangers, number 8, Lawrence of Arabia, the pacemaker. Matthew Carl on board. He'll lead, looks very fit, Lawrence of Arabia. John Morrissey's turned him out in magnificent condition. Form has been very consistent. This looks a nice race for him, actually. There isn't a lot of speed on him. Matthew should be able to get a reasonable run in transit. Number 5, Bull Allen from the Barbara Joseph camp, resumed at Bombala a fortnight ago. Didn't have a lot of luck on that occasion. Looks well in the mounting yard. Double figure each way odds. I think you were looking for a bit of value. You can throw Bull Allen in. It'll get a lovely run in transit and it'll be the one storming home. Others in the market are 2 Race Ace and 3 Academy Gold. Both good chances, both look well, just a little bit under the odds for mine. Summing it up, Richard, number 1, Quick and Handsome on top, does look a good thing. Hardest to beat, 8, Lawrence of Arabia and 5, Bull Allen.
Michael, just explain to me what's happening with this series of races for the Hawkesbury Panthers.
Well, as I understand it, they have heats throughout New South Wales, and there's a final culminating a $20,000 final, I believe, on Hawkesbury Cup Day, which is December the 4th, promising. It's been a good race. It's good for country horses to go to Hawkesbury and get a taste of the bigger prize money.
What prize money is this today? It's about 7,200. It's not small change.
No, it's not indeed, and it's good prize money at Canberra certainly, but the bigger prize money at Hawkesbury's great.
Okay, thanks, Michael. So 185 here, Matt. Back to you as the runners go out for this race.
Okay, thank you, Richard. And they're moving in now at Killeen. Off at Canberra, here's Tony.
Way well, Bull Allen's on the inside. Herodale is caught wide early, followed by Lawrence of Arabia driving through looking for the lead. Back behind those Academy Gold, followed by Race Ace and Portsea last of all. On settling down as they race towards that first turn. They've got about 900 to go. Lawrence of Arabia moved around the field to hit the lead by about a long neck over Quick and Handsome. 3 off in third, Herodale, followed by Bull Allen down towards the inside. A further break, Academy Gold, getting a bit of a check there. Race Ace has dropped out to last, and Portsea is second last. Plenty of speed on as they race up towards the 600. Little between Quick and Handsome on the inside and Lawrence of Arabia. Now, can this pair keep going? They're well clear. About 5 or 6 over Bull Allen, followed by Herodale. A break behind those Academy Gold, followed by Portsea, and Race Ace last of all, but around the turn. And still it's Quick and Handsome on the inside and Lawrence of Arabia. They're well clear. Bull Allen's running on fairly well. Back behind those Herodale, followed then by Race Ace. And the next one was Academy Gold, but Quick and Handsome shot away. At the 200, Quick and Handsome is well clear. Running on fairly well, Race Ace down the centre, followed by Bull Allen, but there's no danger to Quick and Handsome. Race Ace is getting home late, but it's all Quick and Handsome, and Quick and Handsome is too good. Quick and Handsome first, a good run for second, Race Ace. In third place, Bull Allen, followed then by Portsea. The next one to pull up was Herodale, followed by Lawrence of Arabia, and Academy Gold was last across the line.
Okay, that horse makes it 2 on the trot. He's racing in good form, Quick and Handsome. $2.40 and $2 for a place. Race Ace, $2.40 and no third for Bull Allen. So it's 1-2-5 past the post at Canberra. Warwick Farm, they're moving in. No great change to the market, although Turn Me Loose has come in a bit to $5.40, but Bagpipes are still odds on $1 and 8. Quick and Handsome, $2.40, $2. $2.40 Race Ace, no third for Bull Allen. $3.60 Cornella Trifecta, $26.50 on the 5th at Canberra. The favourite getting in there.
Matthew, well, I've been coming to Canberra for a few years and racing and enjoying it here because the facilities are wonderful, but I haven't met their new chairman, Roger Norton. It's a great opportunity. Roger, welcome. Welcome to Sky Channel. You're a bookmaker and
Yes.
You've now become an administrator. What does that mean?
Well, a few years ago there was some drama and turmoil, and I relinquished my horse licence to stand for committee, and I'm pleased I did. We've made splendid progress in those years, and racing at the moment is probably relatively at an all-time high. Our horses regularly win in the city, and the standard in the racing here and when they compete elsewhere is very high.
You relinquished your bookmaking licence to be able to stand for the committee.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're not allowed under the rules of racing to be a licensed person and be on the racing club committee.
Do you agree with that?
Well, it removes the opportunity for people to participate, but there is a feeling that it's been a long-held feeling that perhaps there might be a conflict of interest, so I play with whatever the rules are.
So racing in the ACT is strong?
Very good. Our recent meetings, the Canberra Cup was excellent, our Melbourne Cup Day, the gate was up and TAB holdings were strong. There's great confidence in the racing at the moment.
It is a strange place, Canberra, isn't it, of course, with the influx of a whole lot of unnatural or not normal citizens. That's a very clumsy phrase, but public servants who are not necessarily locals.
Yeah, it's a different economy, but the economy is emerging from the low point, and the Chief Minister is pushing hard for a variety of activities to be part of the economic base, and it's gradually working.
It's a wonderful thing to have a Chief Minister who's also a racing fan. You're very lucky.
She's very keen and a keen participator in a lot of things that produce jobs. And
Now,
our industry, the racing industry, is the 3rd biggest industry in Australia and the 4th biggest employer, so she's a keen supporter.
Roger, you must be excited by the new development with Hardy Brothers growing vines in the middle, and also a complex on the adjacent. In fact, it's on your land.
Yes, Rich, it's very exciting. We've been working on it, and the government have been working on it for a number of months, and came to fruition on Friday morning, and we're excited about it. It'll give us a new look, probably a unique look around the world for a racecourse, and it'll be some more money to go into prize money, and we're very excited.
Have you got enough water to keep those grapes growing?
Actually, we've been speaking with Actu for 2.5 years, and it's likely we'll have a dam in the middle to reuse the wastewater, so everybody wins.
Roger, as you said, you came in after a period of turmoil. In fact, I was here on the famous day that the chairman was escorted by a security guard. He was so frightened of what the reaction of other committee men would be. So you came in after a pretty traumatic time.
Yes, it was a challenge, but a very, very good committee, and we have good staff, and we've moved forward to exciting times now, and we're really confident about the future.
So next week, the Yass Cup?
Yes, Cup will be a highlight and even bigger than last year. Principal Club just around the corner. We have some other exciting things which will be announced maybe in the next few weeks, which will give additional focus to racing in the ACT and the region.
Look forward to that and to the next race. Thanks, Roger Norton. Now to Greg Miles at Moonee Valley.
In company with Ash Globe, Pengo immediately drops out and crosses over their hill.
Well, on Japan Cup Day at Canberra, it's a wonderful day, and Michael Heath has been out in the ring for race 6 getting all our information. Michael.
Yeah, very open affair here, the 1,200 metre open handicap, a lot of ifs and buts, not a lot of confidence in the betting ring either. Settled on number 4, He's a Good Bloke. He went around in the Canberra Cup, Richard. He's better known as a middle distance horse, but he's got a real good record fresh. He's had the 6 weeks off since the Canberra Cup. His record over the 1,200 metres is pretty good too, 8 starts for 4 wins. I expect him to race very, very handy and very, very fresh. I expect him to be very hard to beat. There's a little bit of speed on here. He'll be the one finishing off the race nicely. Looking for dangers, 7 Canto has been racing consistently. Neville 8's turned him out in immaculate order. Around about each way odds with the bookmakers. Cantoa represents a little bit of value. And number 10, Rustana, resuming from a spell. Looked all right for me. He's had a few problems, Rustana, Garlodge was telling me, but John Scorse on board. Jamie Whitney on board, Rustana. He's another one that'll get a little bit back, but he'll be running on, finishing his race off nicely. The favourite on course is number 4, He's a Good Bloke, but it is a very wide market, having said that.
Nothing for Noble Dane. How could you not back or support a Danehill in a race like this?
A little bit short for Noble Dane. His record over the 1,200 metres isn't that good. He's getting working up towards the staying races later on in the year and the new year. But having said that, this field, they're not going anywhere, these horses, and Noble Dane will be, you never know, could surprise us all. But those looking for a bit of value. Number 8, Marinella's Gift looks well. Won its last couple of starts down the coast, ventured to town last start. Awkward barrier, but it is a very fit horse. It's not a fitter horse in the race.
There's a horse called Boot It, number 6. Now, he hasn't missed any race. I think he was in a swimming race off Bega a couple of weeks ago.
He's had a few runs, Boot It. There's no doubt about that. He actually ran second in a Goulburn Cup behind Wyvery a few years ago.
That's right, I saw him do it.
But summing it up here, Richard, 4, He's a Good Bloke on top. Number 7, Cantoa, the danger, with number 10, Rustana.
Well, there it is, Matthew, back down here at the Canberra Racecourse. 4, 7 and 10 are Michael's tips, and he's neglected a Danehill, which is number 2, Noble Dane, in this race, and I might just have something on hit. Back to you, Matthew.
OK, thanks, Richard. There's actually a Danehill in the Japan Cup this afternoon. A horse by the name of Tsukuba Symphony is a 4-year-old colt by Danehill. Will carry the Danehill flag when he goes around in Tokyo in less than an hour. So we are counting down towards the Japan Cup at the Fuchu Racecourse in Tokyo, and we'll have a live coverage on Sky Channel. Hope you can join us for that. It's less than an hour away, so don't go away. Now, Castana at $3.50 are the 2 main ones in commission. Then back up to Mr. Moore at $6 and Noble Dane at $6.40. 4, 7, 10. Michael Heath's selections for Canberra, where they're about 2 minutes past start time. Now
by Mighty High, which died on the run. Grand Republic.
They're off at Canberra. Here's Tony.
Mile Runners prominent, followed further back in the field. Cantoa going up towards the lead. And there's another one there, Rustana, getting back behind those Noble Dane. He's a good bloke. Booted back towards the tail of the field. On settling down, they've got about 9.50 to go, and the leader, Mr. Moore, is highballing it out in front, a length in front of Cantoa, followed by Rustana third. A length behind those, Mile Run, followed by Marinella's Gift on the outside. Noble Dane is back along the inside, 3/4 of a length off, then He's a Good Bloke. And a length or so, Booted at the tail of the field. Down the side, 700 out, Mr. Moore is the leader. Cantoa getting closer on the outside. Third is Rustana, followed then by Marinella's Gift on the outside of Mile Run. A break behind those, He's a Good Bloke, followed by Booted second last, and Noble Dane is last, but around the home turn, Mr. Moore leads the field. Mr. Moore the leader, followed by Cantoa. Rustana on the outside. Marinella's Gift is running on, followed by Mile Run. Back behind those, He's a Good Bloke, and Booted's the widest runner. Noble Dane down towards the inside as they race down to the 200. He's got to go for Mr. Moore. Rustana on the outside, raced up and hit the lead, He's a good bloke and Booted down the outside are coming quickly. It's Booted out wide, racing to the lead. He's a good bloke, is coming quickly, but Booted in front near the line, and Booted too good. Booted has beaten He's a Good Bloke, close for third. Russ Dana or Cantoa. Further back then, Marilena's Gift, who couldn't go on. Further back then, Mr. Moore, who weakened, Noble Dane, and Mile Run, one of the last across the line.
Race 6, number 6, Boot at $17.60 and $4.90. 190, He's a Good Bloke, and 170 for Rustana. So 6, 4 and 10 past the post there with Gary Buchanan, the winning rider at Canberra. And Caloundra numbers are through now. Well, 1 was
90, 360 and 540. Quinella 147 even. Trifecta 2,638. And the daily double 44.50. And there you have it, Matt.
Latest Super Tab market, $21 for Silk Justice. Snow Endeavour at $57. Pilsudski at $4. Regarded as one of the best horses in the world. He's having his final race start today. Pilsudski has been sold to the Japanese for breeding purposes, and he'll have his last run today, win, lose or draw. He's the favourite, $4. He's trained by Michael Stout, who won this race last year with Singspield. Mons at 21. Royal Touch at 52. Ebony Grove for Australia and New Zealand is $4.30. Tsukuba Symphony, another of the Japanese horses, at 32. Rosen Cavalier is one of the roughies at $65. Air Groove's regarded as probably the top mare in Japan. She's $7.10. She has a win over Bubblegum Fellow to her credit, and he's also one of the top horses in Japan. Oscar Schindler, $8.10, $8.90 on New South Wales. A dual winner of the Irish St Ledger. Tyche Fortune at $76. Saitano there at $14. Saitano will be carrying the flag for Germany, as did Lando 2 years ago. $9.20 for Bubblegum Fellow. And the horse that will run for Ireland is Astarabad. He's at $15. That's for that's the run in for France, I should say. Astarabad. He's a Frenchman. Pilsudski is Richard Hoyle's selection to beat Air Groove, and Ebony Grove the third selection. That's 3 to beat 9 and 6, and it will be a most exciting affair. It's due in about half an hour. The man that will call the Japan Cup this year for us is Richard Hoyles. He's a 31-year-old race caller. He was born in Aylesford, Kent in England, and he is now based in Hong Kong. He's a regular caller at Sha Tin and also at the Happy Valley course, has called such feature races in Europe as the Martel Grand National and also the Goodwood Cup. He began calling in 1992 and is now based in Hong Kong, but I'm sure he'd agree today's Japan Cup will be his biggest ever race calling assignment. A bit of pressure on our caller, especially with a few of those Japanese names in the Japan Cup. Stay with us as we build up to the big race over the next half hour or so. Now, Claire, race 7, they're moving.
Thanks, Matthew. Sun still shining down here for the big race, the Chief Minister's Plate. Michael, what do you think?
Very good race here, Richard. Very good, strong quality Class 6 plate. The form will hold up if any of these horses venture to town, no doubt about that. Look, settle on number 9 here, Ann City Roller. Been racing a little bit out of form, Ann City Roller. It's had now the 4-5 runs back from a spell. Been a shade disappointing when ventured to town for the midweeks. 3 starts ago, they were very good 5th behind Ed Mandy over 1,200 metres here. The Kerr Cup camp have applied blinkers today. This mare looks very fit. I think the gear change will be significant. Should get a lovely run in transit from barrier 3, and I do expect Ann City Roller to prove very hard to beat, and certainly good value too, around about a point better than each way odds with the bookmakers. Looking for dangers, 3 Mountain Time comes into calculations. Beaten on protest here last start, Mountain.
Over at the 1,200 metres and one of the third.
For the race, it's a $10,000 race. The plate is sort of a new, it's in the inaugural running of the race, but good quality race. This has been on the agenda of some of these horses for sure, as far as the planning stage, no doubt about that.
The trophy, in fact, is we interviewed the man who made it the other day, or today, and he said that it was worth $2,000, so it's worth it for them, isn't it?
Indeed.
Worth winning.
Indeed, a $6,500 first prize, $2,000 trophy, and beautiful trophy. Good place to place your fruit, Richard. No doubt about that.
Fruit for the sideboard. Is there an outsider you like in this?
Not really. I think it's a race in 4, 9, 3, 8, perhaps number 10.
Well, we didn't get booted, mate. We must have heard what we said about him with that swimming race off Bega, because he got up and won in his 63rd start.
Yeah, bugger him. I was on He's a Good Bloke, but good to see Booted. He's a good old horse, and that's what country racing's all about.
He is an incredible old horse, isn't he? That's 63 starts, and 9 years old, and he wins an open handicap.
Tell you what, one would have thought the bookies would have got the lot in the last race here, but there was a little bit of money for Booted, Richard. Yeah, a little bit of specking.
It didn't carry ours.
No, not at all.
Thanks, Michael. Now back to you, Matthew, as they go out.
OK, Richard, and I'm pleased to report that our satellite line to Tokyo has just come up. The pictures are coming through crystal clear from Japan. A beautiful, fine day. The track's officially rated as good, and as is always the case in the Japan Cup, a huge crowd. Tens of thousands of people are there, and you're looking there at horse number 3 in the race, which is Pilsudski, who will start the favourite, no doubt, in this afternoon's Japan Cup. A lovely day. That's terrific conditions, and good to see that we've got crystal clear vision preparing for the Japan Cup, which will be on the air in about 20 minutes' time. And one thing you'll also notice about the Japanese barrier staff and the officials there, they'll run that race to the second. 20 past 5 comes around, or 20 past 3 in Japan will be local time. Those barriers will be opening. They don't muck around, and they're quite extraordinary, the Japanese, in the way they conduct a race meeting. Most professional, and the jockeys are about to appear and mount up for the Japan Cup of 1997. The winner's purse is 172 million yen. That's 1.4 million US dollars. Second is not too bad either. In fact, the second purse is 575,000 US dollars. Third place is 358,000 US dollars, and there's prize money right through to 14th placing. And they're about to mount up for the running of the Japan Cup 1997. We just had a look at Air Groove. Will carry the 9 saddlecloth, and Air Groove to be ridden by Y Take. And there is Pilsudski. Michael Kinane on board, carrying the hopes of Great Britain, and that will be his last race start today in Japan. After today, he will he's been sold to the Japanese for stud purposes, and we'll see him only once more on the racetrack, and that's this afternoon. Michael Kinane on board for Michael Stout, who won the race last year with Sing Spiel, one of the world's top trainers. So the Japan Cup is coming up in about 20 minutes, but we've got Canberra firstly, race 7, and here's Tony.
Boxed and ready for the Chief Minister's plate for 1997. A good field, light blinking on top. 1,400 metres the journey, and the line is set. They're under starter's orders. He holds them. Oh, there's one rearing. One of the runners in the barrier stalls getting a little fidgety. Pretty hard to see what it is from here. Now the starter getting down from the side of the stalls. This runner may be backed out of the stalls. We'll just wait and see. Now the starter's on the two-way. Now the horse is a number 5. Sun Gem is the horse. Sun Jammer will go through a vet's examination now, over behind the starting stalls. Number 5 it is. Sun Jammer has been taken out. And all the other runners in the meantime stand up well. This is the big one of the day, the Chief Minister's plate. Tons of loot the scratching. Quite a good crowd here. It's been a very pleasant day. Now don't forget, racing next Sunday at Goulburn. Goulburn has a tab meeting next Sunday, and 2 weeks from today we're back here for the big Yass Cup meeting. The inaugural Yass Cup was last year, was a big success, and the Yass Cup is today fortnight. But Goulburn, in the meantime, they race next Sunday. Now Sun Jammer going through a vet's examination over there. We're standing by waiting for the report from the starter. I noticed the starter's on the two-way. Now here's a report coming through. Hello. Yeah, 502 a late scratching. Okay, 502, Sun Jammer's out, please note. Sun Jammer taken out at 502. Sun Jammer's a scratching. Now they're set. Sun Jammer a late scratching at 2 past 5. And away they go on the Chief Minister's plate. Ben Glide was slowly away. Optima down towards an inside gate, got away well. Mountain Time is up running second. And City Roller, Irish Maple down towards the inside. Easing back was Gil Ewer, followed then by Put 'em Away. Now going around the field was Golden Week. As they sort themselves out, raced down towards the 1,000 metre mark. And the leader was Mountain Time. Golden Week is running second on its outside. And City Roller's caught wide, followed by Irish Maple down towards the inside. Optima's on the outside, back centre field. There Ben Glide, followed then by Gil Ewer. Gilua, a further break to put them away, and High Conquest at the tail of the field. As they leave the back and race down the side, it's a good race for the lead. It's Mountain Time and City Roller and Golden Week out 3 wide. This trio going stride for stride. Optimus got the sit on the leaders. Back behind those on the inside rail, Irish Maple. A long break to Gilua, followed further back in the field, Ben Glide. Put him away as second last, and High Conquest at the tail of the field. Around the turn on the Chief Minister's plate. Mountain Time is doing it well, and City Roller moved up on the outside. Golden Week went very wide. Optimus running on fairly well, followed then by Irish Maple. Further back in the field then Gilua, followed then down the outside by High Conquest. Here's a great go with about 250 to go. It's Mountain Time the leader. Optima on the outside is trying hard, followed by City Roller. Mountain Time is the leader. Optimus driving on the outside. Optima raced up, put the head in front. Flashing home was Ben Glide, but Optima wins the plate. Optima has beaten Mountain Time. Ben Glide flashed up on the outside. Then Irish Maple, further back to Gilua, High Conquest, and City Roller pulled up quickly, followed by Put 'em Away.
10.31, 360, 140, 170, 190. Here's Alet Caloundra.
Zip Ego face as well.
This would be most familiar vision for you. They come down through this tunnel and go out onto the grandstand, and here's the man that carries the hopes of Australia and New Zealand. Shane Dye riding for Graham Rogerson on board Ebony Grove, and I can give you the news that Shane Dye has already ridden a second place getter at the Tokyo races so far this afternoon. This is quite well into the Fuchu card of racing, and Shane is in pretty good form. He's already ridden a second placing there. There's to Tsukuba Symphony, a Danehill 4-year-old. Going around in the Japan Cup as they make their way through the tunnel and out onto the track. In fact, that vision came through a short time ago. They're already out onto the track for the race, which is due in about 11 minutes' time. That's Michael Kinane warming up the warm favourite for the race, Pilsudski. And here's the market with 10 minutes to post time. $23 for Silk Justice. We've got Snow Endeavour at $64, Pilsudski $3.80, Mons is at $20, Royal Touch at $47, Ebony Grove at $4.60, 36 Tsukuba Symphony, $59 for Rosen Cavalier. Air Groove is $7.60. Old Oscar's been kept fairly safe. Oscar Schindler at $7 for Ireland. So Pilsudski favourite, 93 Taiki Fortune, Saitano at 14, Bubblegum Fellows at $9.50, and the French horse Astarabad at $15. That pool is $162,000. The New South Wales win pool is $216,000, and Richard Hoyles, our caller, likes Pilsudski to beat Air Groove and Ebony Grove 3, 9 and 6, and we'll be having an in-depth look at the full field on the other side of the Pakenham race, which is only about 4 minutes away, and of course on the other side of Sydney. Here's John Tapp.
Good on you, Matt. Last race, Sydney, and they've moved in very quickly. Now, these runners have just...
Looking to go one better on Ebony Grove in the Japan Cup. 4 minutes until start time. Runners are on the track and making their way now to the barrier stalls. Now, let's have a look at the market for the Japan Cup. 23 Silk Justice, 72 Snow Endeavour, 380 for Pilsudski's going to run the favourite, and so he should. 23 Mons, 56 Royal Touch, $5 for Ebony Grove, 40 Tsukuba Symphony, 63 for Rosen Cavalier, $6.30 for Air Groove, and Oscar Schindler is at $7.50. A field of 14 this year in the Cup, so a capacity lineup as we go to horses 11 through to 14. Taiki Fortune at 100 to 1, 15 Saitano, Bubblegum Fellow $8.10, and Astarabad's at 15 for race 10 at Japan in about 3 minutes' time. And Richard Hoyles will be calling the race, an Englishman but now based in Hong Kong. 3, 9 and 13 are his selections. Pilsudski to win. We've got about 3 minutes before post time, so we'll have a look at the silks and also some of the credentials of the horses engaged in the Japan Cup. We'll start with number 1, which is the Japanese horse, and that is Silk Justice. Has a terrible reputation for missing the start. Masaki Okubu, the trainer is, the jockey is Shinji Fujita. 14 starts for 4 wins, ran 5th last start in the Japanese St Leger over 3,000 metres. We move on to horse 2, which is Snow Endeavour, a 3-year-old colt, also from Japan. The jockey is Iji Nekadate, the trainer Hideyuki Mori. Last start was 2nd over 2,500 metres at Tokyo in a Group 2 race, but doesn't have the credentials of some of the others. So we move on to the horse that most think will win, Pilsudski from England. He's won the Breeders' Cup Turf at Woodbine over 2,400 at Group 1 level. He won the Coral Eclipse Stakes, the Dubai Champion Stakes at Group 1 level